Hey, hey. Come on.
I start turning around in my chair.
Hey, hey.
What?
What up, y'all?
That's the deal. This is Ask John and April live.
Yes.
Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. Here in full effect. We were not here last week because of a little mishap, but we are back now.
Yeah.
And we hope you're with us.
Hey, hey.
What? All right, so they all in the comments talking about Go April and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. What's up, Madeline? Hey.
Go April. What's the deal, Chimes? Where y'all at, man? Where y'all at? I see
What's
Primo
up?
in the comments already, of course. Madeline is here saying she's watching. What's up, Madeline? Glad to have you tonight.
Hi, guys.
What's the deal with the rest of you, Chimes? If you are here for the first time, maybe this is your first time ever watching Ask John and April live. You are a new Chime.
Yes.
We want you to tell us that you're a newbie. So put that in the chat, please, and we will shout you out. Anybody else, wherever you're watching from, go ahead and just tell us where you're coming from. Welcome tonight. Glad to have you. We're excited about our show this evening.
Yeah, even our IG chimes. Chime on in.
Yeah, that's true. We got
I will
some-
be looking
some
for
IG
the
chimes
IG
in now, that's
chimes
true.
now that we are. That's new.
That's true.
You know, we haven't been having the IG chimes coming in. So come on, say something. Chimes in the IG.
Primo
and we
just
will
said.
shout you out too.
Primo just said the truth. If it were a dance-off, he'd be Team April every week.
Yeah, Primo.
But it's not a dance-off, is it? It is not.
Listen, if I can just get,
If it was a
you
dance-off,
know,
I mean, there would be no point in me competing
if
at
I
all.
can just
You know
get
what I'm saying?
if there were, I would be from Primo, I'm good.
That's good enough
I'm
for you.
good. Yeah.
That's better than
That's
probably
exactly.
what he's ever going to give you on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I will never forget the Team April from Primo.
It's
So-
only been once.
Exactly. I never thought I would get that.
It was fabricated.
That was probably Shalita doing it.
Exactly.
In the
it
background.
wasn't even really him. You know what I'm saying?
What up, y'all?
What's
up?
the deal, y'all? All right, so last week we weren't here. You saw, well, you may not have. If you didn't, go back and look at our reel from last week. We actually put something up about, 15 minutes before the show to say we weren't coming on. Did a little live thing, whatever. And basically, we had gotten the floors done upstairs and all of the lint, not lint, what do you call those
No,
things?
it was
Splinters? Huge
call them
splinters?
splinters?
They were
Is that-
ginormous splinters, basically.
I didn't know those were. I didn't know that wood falling
Big old wood
off is
chips.
called splinters. I thought splinters only when it goes in your skin. I thought that.
Okay, that's a good,
I didn't know.
That's a good question.
Are splinters splinters?
Does
if
it count
they're
as a
not-
splinter if it
it's
doesn't
not
enter
in
your skin?
I don't think so.
You may be right.
I think it's
That's
just
a good
wood
point.
chips.
It was just wood chips then. The place was covered in them.
Yeah,
So we didn't do the show. April cleaned up. I actually,
I
you
surprised
did that.
him.
Yeah, that was a big
yeah,
surprise.
I surprised him, and
I came back from somewhere and it was all clean,
You
but it
just
was
came-
after the show.
Yeah, yeah, it was days.
It was like
after,
Sunday or
we
something.
missed.
No, we left Sunday, so it was probably like Friday. It was
Yeah.
probably just 2 days after.
maybe.
Anyway, so
But-
the place is semi-clean now. I mean, there's like wood chips still in
Inside
the
I tried to
soundboard.
get it all out.
I mean, it's terrible.
It's still in the soundboard. I tried to get all of them out.
I'm
okay,
blowing it all
well-
off and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, somebody said those
No,
are
those are splinters
splinters
too.
Oh, I
Okay.
didn't know that.
Well, you know.
Okay, well,
Maybe,
I can't call them splinters though. I can't unless
Maybe-
they're in the skin. I mean, that may be the case, but
maybe
would-
Distal Concept is a like a splinter expert or something like that.
maybe. Listen,
Thank you
if
for
the
helping me
chimes
there.
say it, I'm just gonna believe it.
Exactly.
Okay, if
Those
I
are
don't know
splinters.
and the chimes say, because chimes be knowing, so was it
You're talking about
Distal
Distal
concept?
Concept?
You are a chime now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. As soon as you chime in, you're an automatic chime.
That's right,
So
you're a chime.
you are a chime, and I will believe you that
Yes.
those are splinters as well. But I cannot call them splinters unless they're in my skin.
Right. Well, here's the thing, though.
I just can't.
They were all over the seats. They were all over the.
And actually-
had we sat down and tried to use any equipment, splinters would have
Listen,
been all in our butts.
I was crazy enough to go like this in the beginning.
Oh, you did what you
Yes,
babe.
and I was like, ah.
Oh my goodness.
And I was so glad nothing got into my skin.
And you basically had to use a broom and
And I
sweep
guess
this
that would
joint.
be a splinter would have gotten into my skin.
Right.
So he's right.
Yeah.
Or she's right. Splinter. I didn't
Right.
see the picture.
Yeah, we didn't see
but,
the picture of distal concept, so we're not sure.
I guess a splinter is so there were lots of splinters. I'll say that now. I
There were
said
a
I
bunch.
couldn't. That's kind of hard to say. But
Your
there were
favorite
lots
Graham
of
is on here,
splinters.
babe.
Hi, my favorite Graham.
What's the
Haven't
deal,
seen
Gary?
you in a minute. What's up, Angie?
Where's Angie? Oh, Angie. What's up,
tuning
Primo?
in from Mexico. Hey,
Wow.
oh my goodness.
That's where we would like to be right
I
now.
would
It's probably
love to
nice
be with
and
you
warm
guys right
there.
now. Yes.
Need to play some golf
And
in
I
some
saw
other
Camille.
country.
What's up, Camille?
Where'd you see Camille? Oh, what's up, Camille? Hey. Glad you're
So,
here tonight.
I'm going to tell you why I'm wearing this Hershey Lodge sweatshirt.
Uh-huh.
So we were at a conference this week, and we were at the Hershey Lodge, but I had to get a sweatshirt, and I'm gonna tell you why. We went to Chocolate World. Okay, I guess that's the name of the store, right? Chocolate
Yes.
World. Chocolate World.
Yes.
And could not believe that we went to the back of Chocolate World, and y'all, they had plant-based Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yep.
Are you listening to me? And Reese's Hershey bars with
No,
nuts.
not Reese's Hershey bars, just Hershey bars.
I mean,
Yeah.
Hershey bars.
Yeah. Regular
Not
Hershey
Reese's
chocolate
Hershey-
bars.
chocolate bars.
Yes.
Plant-based.
Plant-based.
Y'all know John's allergic to milk, and I have milk issues. Can't do milk in this
Yeah.
family. So when we saw that, we went nuts, and we bought
Four
four
bags.
bags.
ate like almost two of them ourselves
ate
in the
almost
car.
two of them in the car on the way back to the hotel.
Oh, that's bad.
And
By the way,
that's why I'm
that-
wearing this. I had to get a sweatshirt after that because I did not know Reese's peanut butter cups were Hershey's. I did not.
Right,
know
I
they
didn't know
were.
that either.
I did not know.
I'm
I
willing.
did not know
I'm willing
that.
to wager that it didn't start off that way. I'll bet you Reese's was its own separate company, and then they got absorbed by Hershey. But who knows?
Yeah.
But here's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember the nap we took after that?
Oh my goodness! It was almost like it had tryptophan. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, tryptophan is that
It
stuff
was like
that's in turkey that makes
It
you
was
go to
like
sleep?
it was
yeah.
inside of the Hershey
Yeah.
peanut butter cups. or
Yeah. Reese's peanut butter
Oh,
cups.
no, I'm calling them Hershey.
Or the Hershey bars.
Whatever. Okay, look, Wanda Jenkins. Okay, automatic new
A splinter
chime.
is an object that penetrates or is purposely
into
into
the
the body.
body.
So then she's saying a splinter has to penetrate in order to be a splinter.
That's what I was saying.
Looks like she looked it up, and
It's quoted. So that
she doesn't
means,
inject it into the body.
and that's why.
So it's
I
just
was
wood.
saying,
It's just wood. Then it's just a
wood
thin piece of
chips.
wood until it enters your body.
And
Then it's a splinter.
That's what I thought. I can't look at a chip on a thing and say that's a splinter because the splinter is when it enters into the body. I should have been
Hey,
confident in that. Thank you,
should've been.
Wanda.
You should have been.
I should have been confident.
Well,
Thank you,
you just-
Wanda Jenkins.
You trusted the other chimes.
I did. I
Okay.
did trust the other chime. And other chime, you still,
You're still a chime.
because you did not put that in quotes, so you said that on your own.
That's
Obviously,
true.
Wanda's looking it up from a place that is legit. So I will still be calling wood chips into the skin splinters.
Yes.
Yes.
Either
Okay.
way, this place was covered in wood chips. That's the point.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And either way, I was very pleased with the Reese's peanut butter cups that were plant-based. Guys, they taste just like the regular.
They're
honestly.
so good.
They
Oh,
taste
my
just like the
goodness.
regular.
Now, let's not say that.
But
Okay,
they
so
did, babe. Come on. Don't you remember the way they tasted before? They tasted just. And my mother, who can have milk,
she
had
tasted it and
one,
thought
and
it
she was
tasted
like, it was
similar.
delicious. She
Okay,
said it was delicious.
okay, that's different. That's a different statement. It's delicious. I'll agree with that. I'm unwilling to say that it tastes just like it because it's been so long since I've had a real one.
But if someone who just,
I feel I wouldn't want the person who normally eats the regular one, I wouldn't want them to be disappointed. So I wouldn't say it tastes just like it. I would say it's really good. It's very similar. It's delicious.
it is
You
very,
know what I'm
very
saying?
close.
That's what I would say. But when you say it tastes just like it, then
To
people
me,
be
it
like, "Oh
tastes
no, it
just like
doesn't."
it. To me, it tastes just like it. And I remember the way Reese's peanut butter
When's
cups.
the last time you had a Reese's peanut butter cup? Like 1984?
No, because you
94?
were allergic to milk. I was eating that all the way up until college. I
You
didn't realize until I
April.
started dating you that
April.
it was milk that was bothering
You
me.
graduated in college in 2001. So we're talking more than 20 years ago.
Oh my!
No matter what.
That's true. Okay.
Man. Hey,
I think it tastes just like it.
Wanda says,
Okay.
I've been looking for them and can't find them. Okay, Wanda.
Yes. So yes.
First of all, we found
Yes.
the plant-based Reese's peanut butter cups on Amazon. And then after I bought like a really big pack of them, I couldn't find them anymore. So when we went down to Hershey, Pennsylvania for the, conference,
Yeah.
we said, let's go over there just to see. And the actual factory doesn't have them, and the gift shops and stuff like that, they don't have them either. They told us they only sell them at Chocolate World.
Now, what you mean the factory?
Whatever, wherever, all the places
The
that
factory has to have them. That's where they make them.
I'm saying you can't buy them there.
No, you can't.
You know what I'm saying? So the only place you can buy them,
It's Chocolate World.
correct, on the campus that we were on this
But
weekend.
they are online somewhere.
Maybe.
And I'm thinking that if you go to chocolateworld.com, you can probably order.
Maybe, yes.
probably order 'em.
Yes. So they
I'm
have
gonna
the
look
big
for
they have the
that
big
one.
regular
I'm gonna
size
look for
ones, and
that.
they have the little miniature ones too. And anyway,
Yes, so good.
they're mad good. Okay, so we need to. I feel like we need. I don't even know if I have any
I think
good
you
enough
just
music for
deleted
this.
the comments.
Oh, I didn't
Can't
mean to
see
do
'em.
that.
Yeah, you
Oops,
hit
I hit something on the
Yeah,
screen
you
here.
did.
Let me see. How
How
do
do
I
you
get
get 'em
those back? View comments.
Show comments.
It says hi comments. Oh, show comments pane.
There you go.
No, that's for this. That's the wrong thing.
Oh, what'd you do with them, babe?
Yeah,
Pressing
hold on,
buttons and
hold
going
hold
on.
Let's see. Ecamm.
Yeah. So anyway, while he's
Window.
looking for that, yeah, I enjoyed the chocolate, guys. I enjoyed the chocolate, and I had way too many. Way too many. So Wanda said, "I've heard Walgreens has them, but I haven't seen them. Really?
Walgreens.
Walgreens?
Really? I haven't seen that either.
What? I'm gonna have to look that up.
Me too.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Yeah.
All right, babe. Are they
Okay.
back?
No.
You don't see the comments? Here they
Where?
are. Right here.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's get. Hey, Tony. What up, Bryant?
We got several that came in while I was messing things up over here.
Yeah, go ahead and scroll up.
Hold on,
babe, so I can see.
I'm about to bring it down right now. Okay.
All right.
So Brian Godine, I think, has been here for a while, and I didn't realize it. My number 2 favorite couple. For legal reasons, I must always say that the missus and I are number 1. There's nothing wrong with that, Brian. You know what I'm saying? We agree with that. And Tony Harvey, what's the deal, son? Walked in on that. That was delicious.
Yes, we're talking about plant-based Reese's peanut butter cups
Yes.
and Hershey bars.
Yes.
That were at the Hershey World,
No,
Chocolate World at the Hershey Park thing.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Lovely Rose is here
So
too.
good.
What's up?
Hey.
Yeah, they're
so
good.
So good.
So, babe, I don't know if I have any kind of good music for this. This is your rap music that you had on.
Oh yeah, I was like,
I'm gonna use this.
y'all missed me rapping a couple weeks ago.
I'm gonna use this for this. Okay, so here's my question, y'all. Before we get into the actual topic
I
tonight.
beatbox too, y'all.
Oh my goodness. Before we get to the topic tonight, I want to know: have you guys seen this viral joint that came out like this week? This couple who wanted, babe.
I was giving you some. What? Y'all like my beatbox?
Did y'all see that beatbox? That's not even real beatboxing. Did I say what's the deal, son? To somebody just now? Primo said, "What's the deal, son?" New York. Did I say that? I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah, you did.
Who did I say it to? Was that to Tony?
Tony.
Oh,
yeah.
my bad.
You know that comes out when you're talking to Tony.
Yeah, I don't mean to do that. But and they'll say, "Spit it." You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Hey.
No,
okay,
don't.
Don't let me do
Don't.
them.
Do not.
Don't do it, babe.
No.
Okay.
Anyway,
he
so
won't let me do it.
Here's what I
want
want to know.
Spit it,
have
but,
y'all
you know.
have y'all seen the viral joint that's going on right now about the couple who asked their guests who are supposed to be coming to their reception to pay for their own food? Did you see that? And if you saw that, I want to know, do you think that was tacky? Do you think it was okay? Okay, so if you haven't seen it, I actually
put
have
it
it
up.
right here. I put it up right now. It's on the screen. There's some parts of it that, they, scratched out for, anonymity sake
and
or
real
whatever.
quick, I have to say, hey to Braden.
Oh, Braden's on there?
Nephew's
What's up,
on
Neph?
here. Hey, Braden.
What's the deal, son?
What's up?
All right,
Okay.
So here's the joy if you haven't seen it. We are overjoyed to extend our heartfelt invitation to you to join us on our special day as we celebrate our love and commitment. Your presence means the world to us. Then they say, and this is, in my opinion, this is always where you get into trouble. In lieu of traditional wedding gifts, we kindly request that you contribute toward the cost of our reception buffet. This will allow us to share in a wonderful meal together and create lasting memories with our loved ones. The cost per adult is $40, and for children under 12, it's $20. To facilitate the planning process, we kindly ask you to include the contribution when you RSVP. This will help us provide accurate numbers for our venue and ensure a seamless experience for everyone. Here's the part that's really bad. Please note that payment can be made by transferring the funds directly to our bank account at your earliest convenience. Below are the details, of course, it's scratched out. Kindly include your name and the wedding buffet contribution in the payment reference. So this last part's important too. Your presence at our wedding is the most meaningful gift we could ask for. Well, then why are you asking for more if that's the most meaningful gift?
Right.
We are truly grateful for your love and support and as we embark on this new chapter of our lives together. All right, so my question is this tacky? Is this allowable? Should they be able to do this? Is this just a new day and we're just old people and it's like, you know what I'm saying? You should be able to do that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? April, what say you? Do you think this is tacky or you think this is cool?
So I have a friend who put on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and was like, what's the thing called? People be asking for money?
Oh, like GoFundMe or something?
Yeah, did a GoFundMe for his wedding reception. Actually, it was just a wedding, period. Just like, hey, I want to get married. We're getting married.
GoFundMe for the wedding?
We need to have this wedding. We want to have a wedding, but we don't have any money. Can you put money in the GoFundMe?
Wow.
I thought that was very tacky because I feel like you got the justice of the peace.
Right.
Just go get married at the justice.
Right.
Matter of fact, you can have a free wedding outside of the beautiful gazebo.
Right.
Okay. At the lake. You know what I mean? Like you can. So I just feel like things like this. Let me tell you why too. If me and you, let's say we were going to go to this wedding, right?
Yeah.
And we were going to bring Julia with us. Let's say we're bringing John too. 4, 8, 12, 16.
Now hold on. Julia is 16. John is 19. So neither one's under 12. So it's 40. It's 40 for each of us.
$160.
Just to go to the wedding.
Just to go to the wedding. 4, 8, 12, 16. $160 to go to someone's wedding.
Well, really, it's for the reception. So I
That's
wonder
true.
if technically could you go to the wedding and then just not go to the reception.
So think about this. Think about this. You would have to send the money in beforehand so that they could pay for the reception. Think about it. Think about it. Because, see, I won't go to the reception.
Right.
You know, I just go to the wedding, don't go to the reception. And then, so I think it's tacky.
Yeah.
I think it's tacky. And I think that it is, I don't know. I just feel like, you know, weddings are, you invite people. It's like you are invited to the king and queen's castle for the big, you know, gala or whatever.
And if
you know what I mean? You don't.
If you're
getting an invitation.
Yes. I feel like
it's not
if you're
a fundraiser.
Right. If you're a guest, you're supposed to be like well, you know what? I think all of this is traditional stuff, right? This is all tradition.
Yeah.
So who says it has to be like this? But
no, you don't have to do it that way.
It feels tacky to me.
You don't have to do it that way. You don't have to do it traditional way. You don't have to be traditional, but we don't want to have to pay for your non-traditional wedding. You know, you know, people having weddings in warehouses and all that. That's not traditional, and it's great, but I'm not paying for it. So I have no problem with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So Janelle Emery says reasonable.
No.
So maybe because they're saying in lieu of a gift. So instead of bringing a gift.
But I wouldn't be paying $160 for a gift.
True.
I may pick something on the registry.
That's cheap.
That is not cheap, but I may say, you know, I'll get them an $80 thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now I'm paying $160.
Right. For me, if I'm getting them a gift, it's something that is going to be representative of their marriage and whatever. It's something I want them to keep for a long time. Mm-hmm. You know, it's china or, you know, a glass or whatever they have on the registry, but I think they're going to have it for a while. And whenever they use it, I'm going to be happy that they're using my thing. Now, if we help pay for the reception or the buffet, I mean, that food is gone that day. Like, there's no memory of anything that I paid for.
Honestly, I would rather for you to send me a personal not an invite, but a personal
request to help you.
Yeah. Hey, April and John, we're having a reception. We are trying to, you know, raise the money for our wedding. We really want to have a nice reception. Right. Do you mind contributing?
Yeah.
That would be different.
That's not tacky.
That's very different. It's personal.
Right.
You're just sending it to me. It's not this. You know what I mean? Like GoFundMe is like, you know, whatever. Anybody just donate.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So let me read what Wanda Jenkins says.
Okay.
A letter. What happened to formal invitations? If you can't afford your wedding reception, maybe you're not prepared to get married. No, you can get married.
Right.
You just
you don't have to pay for it. reception.
You don't have to have a reception.
Your reception doesn't have to have food.
You can have a sheet cake and some punch in the basement of the church or whatever.
That's very true. Easily.
Listen.
All right, so Primo says absolutely not. Only invite who you can pay for. You can make your reception as small as you need or make the menu small, tacky to ask people to pay, in my opinion.
I agree.
Madeline says straight up tacky.
Tashoy
says the meal is less than the check I would write. Sure. So sure. Would I do it? Nope. What's Kim Turner say? Wow. Kim Turner Jacobs. Not a new day. This is just tacky. Okay. So yeah, they just should go to the courthouse. And Del says asking you shall receive. Maybe.
Yes,
maybe there are some people that would actually do that.
I agree,
you know what I'm saying?
But ask personally. Like a personal ask for that specifically, and then send invitations out to your invite.
But don't ask everybody just blatantly like that.
Yeah, I just think that's tacky.
Shonda said, hey, Shonda. Shonda says $160 is cheap for a wedding gift.
I mean,
maybe.
If I choose to pay $160 for a wedding gift, I want it to be my choice.
Right. Not something that people are going to be eating.
I'm just saying, like, I don't want to... I don't know. I just don't feel like if I'm in the wedding and I'm paying for the dress to be in the wedding, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like that's you expect that.
Yes.
But as a guest, I don't know about that.
So this is what Tashoy's saying, same thing. But your contribution is the gift, though. You would still be giving a monetary gift either way. Just saying. Maybe, because
I have been to weddings where I didn't bring a gift. Because we contributed in other ways. Yeah,
you've never been to a wedding where you didn't bring a gift unless you were in the wedding. That's a lie.
That's true.
Yeah. So you've been to weddings where you didn't give a gift because you spent a bunch of money on the dress and a bunch of money on the plane ticket and a bunch of money on the hotel.
That's true.
So you didn't. So the gift was you. But you've never been to a wedding without bringing a gift.
And that is true.
In your
$160 you could end up.
I think it's the principle. I don't think it's the money.
It's not the money.
It's the principle of it for me. You know what I'm saying?
It's the principle. And again, I feel like if I got a personal letter or a personal call, asking,
you wouldn't feel bad about that.
No, it would feel different. It would feel different.
And Del says 40 a head is a very modest wedding gift. It is. That's true.
No, it is.
In some cultures, you give $100 at minimum to cover your plate, and at minimum $100 as a gift times the number of family members.
Okay, but that and that may be some cultures, but I mean, do you get an invitation or is that just a given? Like,
is that like an unspoken thing in the culture, or is it like in the wedding invitation that you know what I'm saying?
The average wedding gift is at least $200.
Probably.
Yeah. I just don't like the invite with begging for money. I don't. And then you can send it straight to my account. I don't know. It just
straight
seems
to my bank
tacky.
account, and they put their bank information on the joint.
I just think it's tacky.
Ruth Taylor says, "Go to the court and get married." Lovely Rose said, "Yes, in Trinidad, I have heard of people being asked to pay." Yeah, maybe in other cultures it's not a big deal. No, I'm not even sure. Like, I'm with you, April. I'm not even sure that it's necessarily asking to pay that's the problem. For me, it's kind of the way it's done. To have it in the invitation like that, for me, or whatever you call that, I guess it was a letter, not really an invitation. I'm not even sure if you would call it the invitation.
I mean, they said they wanted you to come.
Right.
I don't know.
R. Jennings 1 says, tacky, but I agree with April.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, that was funny, though. That was funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we got a topic for tonight that we're going to be dealing with. And we hope you guys are ready for this. This is going to be fun. All of our topics are fun, in my opinion.
I think so.
I'd be enjoying them.
I think so.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, if nobody enjoy it, we do, right?
Exactly. That's the point. I'm saying we're going to have fun with this joint.
You gonna have that the whole
Just a little bit. No, not the whole time.
Okay.
So.
Just as you introduce.
Exactly.
Okay.
So tonight's topic is pettiness killing your sex life? And let me just say how this subject came up. We went to, I don't remember where we were, but we came back and we were cleaning something up or doing something. It must have been moving here. That must be it.
It
must have been in the move here.
Mm-hmm.
We found our old diaries. They're not really diaries. They're more like journals.
Mm-hmm.
I guess April's is kind of like a prayer journal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we read some excerpts from it.
I just want to say, before we really get into the topic,
yes,
I want y'all to share. Go ahead and share this right now.
Share this right now.
so that it's quick to share. So go ahead, that'll help us out. So
Yes,
help
it
us
definitely
out,
helps the
share.
channel. It also might help someone who needs to have this conversation. Part of the reason why
Yes.
we do this
Yes.
show, Ask John and April Live, we take a question that we got either from an audience member or something in our lives or a person that we are interacting with, and we bring that on the show. And the whole idea is to start a conversation that might be hard for you to have with your significant other on your own. You guys watch the show together, you end up talking about it, or maybe you don't even talk about it. Maybe you just resolve it based on the conversation we had. But most people tell us it's a very good conversation starter for them. So share it, and hopefully the right person will get it, and maybe it'll help them. Anyway, so we're moving. We find our old stuff, and we open our journals and read. And I specifically found something in my journal that
couldn't
I was
believe
embarrassed
like,
about.
Wow.
And of course, because we love you guys so much and we have such a close relationship, we just share stuff with y'all. It's no big deal.
We're gonna be vulnerable tonight, y'all.
Yeah, as usual. I'm actually very
Yeah.
embarrassed though about mine.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
Well, you can't. Don't read it yet.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
I'm not going to. I just wanted to get it and have it ready.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
sitting
yes,
here.
yes,
Okay. So here's where we landed, just the two of us, and kind of why we came with this question. When we read our journals, what we saw was kind of petty. Like, it's obvious that it meant something to us in the moment because we wrote it down. But looking back at it, it was petty. And we just wondered out loud, how often was our intimacy impeded or affected in any kind of negative way for petty stuff?
Well, I remember times when, I look back and there were petty situations where it's like something simple happened, wasn't even that deep, but it literally just made me done for the night. Like,
What do you mean when you say done for the night?
Like, okay, so, there are times when me and John will be flirting all day,
Right.
like through text message, whatever. Like, we'll see each other or not, but we're flirting, or we're, I don't know, just getting in a mood that not intentional. It's just an organic thing that happens with us, right?
But clearly, it feels like something is going to happen at the end of the night.
Like
because
later,
of
like when we see each
yeah.
other later, things,
Right.
Things are, jobs over, whatever, that something's going to happen. And then let's say while we're preparing dinner or while we are transitioning from, coming home to going to our rooms, whatever, something little happens, not even that deep. And it just changes all of that. Like
entire
everything that
mood.
happened. And you guys tell me if you can relate to this. And this is not, and in this conversation, we're not going to have it where it's usually the men feel this way, usually the women feel this way. I want it to be where this is just anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody could feel like this. This could happen to anybody where, something happens and then that's it. The mood is changed. Whatever we thought was going to happen that evening doesn't happen because it totally stole the mood. It stole the feeling. It stole whatever. And then it's over. And then you think back on it and you realize, man, that really wasn't that deep.
But then sometimes it extends past
Yes.
that evening, and it becomes something that really starts to take your overall intimacy away, not just affecting the bedroom. Obviously, the thing you're thinking about is that one thing because you had a day that seemed like it was sort of anticipating this great climax, and then it didn't happen because of something that may have been minor, may have felt major at the time, but
Right.
later on you look at it and see it as minor. And sometimes that extends past that. And some people live in that. I think there are some of us that really don't know how to overcome the petty. And so that's really what we're going to be talking about a little bit tonight. But anyway, we're going to actually read an excerpt from our journals that we found just to kind of share it and maybe talk about it. But we're not going to do that right now. It's a little
Before we
later.
do that, though, I want
I
us
just wanna
to
make sure
talk
you
about,
know.
yes, what is petty? What is
Yes.
pettiness? What
Yes.
what does that mean?
Yeah.
Okay. And I want to give an example of what that could look like because now, and sometimes it's something that may not be petty to me maybe petty to me is not petty to you or whatever. But I think we have to start looking at what we have issues with. Okay. This is the challenge. Look at what you have issues with and then say to yourself, ask yourself the question, is that petty? Is that something that I could really not trip about
Right.
every time.
Right.
Because if every day or every week you're having these battles with your spouse or with your partner, whatever, you're having these battles and it's not letting up. Sometimes, and you've talked, you've had conversations about it, you've communicated. Sometimes you have to look back and say, okay, let me look at this situation and see, is it actually that deep?
All right, so
Okay.
let's define it, right?
So let's define it.
All right, so petty, first of all, this is what it means. Of secondary or lesser importance. Minor or trivial. All right, so let's look at that definition a little bit, because what it's basically saying is it's at least not the most important thing. Now, it might not be the least important thing. So I think automatically we think petty, we think it's got to be just totally insignificant altogether. It could be that.
Yeah.
But at the beginning it says of secondary or lesser importance. So it's
Yeah.
at least, so in other words, some of the things that we think are important probably still fall under the definition of petty because they're not of ultimate importance. That's really what we're saying. So I think there are some things that are on that top level where it's like, okay, this is deep. We need to stop everything and resolve this. And then there are other things that are kind of below that where it's like, this may not have to be a thing.
And am I going to trip about this thing, this lesser thing, and kill that mood?
Right.
This great mood. Here we are about to connect. Here we are having where we could be emotionally connecting or physically connecting, and now we're not because of this little lesser important thing
Yes.
that's kind of taken over right now.
Yes. But the second half of that definition is minor or trivial. And this is where most of our things we feel fall into. Most of the stuff that we end up allowing to steal our intimacy is minor and sometimes even trivial. And we're hoping tonight to help you to rise above that a little bit, like, we obviously needed to. Now, that's like the definition of petty. But there's another definition that I want to look at, or another characterization I want to look at. It's really acting petty. That's slightly different. So acting petty, I would say, would be being unkind, vengeful, or unforgiving about something small or unimportant. So when you're acting petty, you are making a big deal of something that you know is not a big deal. All right? That's a little different.
Right.
So
And that could just be you want to be in control.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
and that's something you won't admit.
Facts. And we got a couple of things to show you on that in a second. We
Yeah.
got three top reasons why we think people act petty in their relationship. So we want to just differentiate this a little bit, because sometimes the thing that you're upset about is petty, but you may not be acting petty. You may not realize at the
Right.
time that it's not a big deal. When you look back at it, you'll say to yourself, like I did with my journal. I look back, I was like, oh my gosh, that was so petty. Like, why did I even write that down?
But you know what? I feel like that's why sometimes we need to go and set aside, like clear your mind and say, let me really look at this situation.
Yeah.
Is it really that deep?
Right.
Okay, and the reason why we are talking about this is because, guys, we've talked to couples who are not having sex.
Right.
They have not had sex in months, some in years. Seriously, maybe once a year.
Right.
Okay, or even I would even say once, having sex once a month. I feel like even that, I don't think that. Well, and I'm not trying to prescribe the amount, but I do believe once a month is not a consistent level of good, healthy physical intimacy with your partner. You're smiling. You're laughing at me, but
I'm not just smiling, laughing. I'm kind of leaning in a little bit as
you're
you say
leaning
that.
in on that.
Yeah.
A
A little bit.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I
seriously,
agree with you.
I don't think we talk about this enough.
Yeah.
And I don't think we realize how many couples out there are having less sex because of trivial issues that I think if you really look at it, these are things that you can say, you know what? I'm going to just, and I don't want to use the word accept that. And the only reason why I say that is because I'm not trying to say what people need to accept and not accept. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to do that. But some things.
But I do think acceptance is a big key to this.
It is.
There are
It's
some
a
things we
big
get
key.
upset about regularly that aren't going to change that much about our
Yeah.
spouse or our significant other because
So let me
that's who they are.
let me give an example. Okay.
Yes.
Can I give an example right now? Is
Please.
this a good time?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a great time.
So, for instance, let's just use this because John Gottman uses this example a lot.
Okay.
And we've had this in our own relationship.
World renowned John
and that
Gottman.
is Yes. And that is the way you put the dishes in the dishwasher, right? I mean, I have
We never had that issue.
the way I put the dishes in the dishwasher.
There you
okay,
go.
okay. I'm not talking about you. I was talking about you in general.
I'm just kidding.
Yes, I know you are. So something like that, right? You get very upset over, and I'm just saying you in general, get very upset because your spouse or your whoever puts, the dishes in the dishwasher incorrectly
The
based
wrong
on
way.
your standards,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And then you come in, make a comment, or what word am I trying to find?
Criticize them?
Criticize. That's the word.
Yeah.
Criticize them. Whatever. That's it. I'm done. I have lost my mood, whatever, because now you've hurt my feelings. Now you have put me down. So that now that has happened. When really, just let the joker put the thing in the dishwasher and let the dishes wash.
Or do
is
it,
it really,
or do
it
what we
yourself.
did. And basically, I said, well,
Yeah,
Ed was
or
like, why
do
don't
it
you do
yourself.
it since
Yeah,
you're
because
so particular?
seriously, is that really that deep for there to then be an issue? Because what happens is that little petty thing grows and it becomes a huge, massive monster that ends up stealing your intimacy to the point where you're not having sex.
Yes. And here's the thing about that, babe. Most couples don't realize that it's really about a decision that you make. So at some point, you just have to decide that these things are not more important than your intimacy. Being right all the time or getting your spouse to do something exactly as you like it done, all that kind of stuff. Those things are literally stealing your friendship, the joy that you could have during a day, your overall intimacy. So you have to make a decision. I don't want that happening.
Right.
There's nothing that's going to steal my intimacy like that. So stop giving into it. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Do you agree with that?
I agree with that.
All right. So here are top 3 reasons.
Okay.
Top 3 reasons why people usually are petty in their relationship.
Power struggle.
Number 1 is power struggle.
I want to control this person.
Yeah.
I want them to do it my way.
Right.
I want it done my way. I want things done the way I want it done.
In my time.
In my time.
Right.
And when he doesn't do it, I'm going to let him know that I'm mad about that. I'm going to act petty. Okay? I'm going to act petty because I want it done my way. And that's really, being in control, being controlling in a way, And I think that's one thing I think really affects relationships a lot.
No question.
A lot. There is a power struggle. And I have seen, and I was trying not to make it a man and woman thing, but I have seen women feel like they're below. And men feel like they are treated as a child. I've seen that, and then and there's that power struggle there. So they're always fighting because it's a constant. I don't want you to boss me, and I want you to do it my way.
Yeah, but I think really when it comes down to it though is a recognition and understanding that we're on the same team. And I don't think it's possible for us to really enjoy our marriage the way we're supposed to if we're constantly competing with each other.
Yeah.
If we're always fighting for power, I just don't see it. So in my opinion, the happiest couples are the ones who are literally trying to give power to the other one. It's like the ones that are submitting to each other. Those are the ones that are happiest that I've seen. Those are the ones that last. I mean, you can stay married for a long time, but I mean, do you like your spouse? You know what I'm saying?
Are you happy?
Are you happily married?
Yes.
The happiest people, in my opinion, are the ones that spend less time trying to control the other and trying to have all the power and spend more time like building their spouse up, submitting, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that is actually opposite of what society teaches.
Of course. It's the exact opposite.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Because it's opposite of what we see.
It's not going to come natural.
No.
Yeah.
No. I also think that, and I say this a lot, that in a relationship you have to humble yourself. It takes humility to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and give in on this one.
Right.
It takes humility.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah.
All right, number two reason why people act petty in their relationship is because they have underdeveloped communication skills. Like the way that the tactics that they use to communicate with each other, so that sometimes you say something that is hurtful, and maybe you weren't even trying to hurt me, but now I'm gonna get you back. And I'm gonna respond in a way
that's petty.
That's petty.
That's petty. Yeah.
And now we lose whatever it was we were even in conflict on in the first place. Like, it's gone now. And now it's just about us going back and forth with petty stuff. And how often do we stay in that sort of petty zone? Man, that chick is stealing your intimacy, man.
Yeah, going back and forth. Yeah. And the underdeveloped communication tactics, too, a tactic that happens is I'm going to act petty. Now, I don't think I'm acting petty, but I'm going to act petty to get the attention I need from you.
Right. Now, some people know that they're acting petty. They'll admit it.
Yeah, that's true.
I've been around people that say,
I'm petty.
I'm
yeah,
petty. I'm the queen of petty.
That.
I'm the king of petty.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's actually funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I've heard people do that.
Me too.
Yeah.
And they're serious. Because
No,
they know they're petty.
I'm petty.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I got to get you back,
Right.
or I'm going,
Right.
Yeah,
I
that
don't like
doesn't
that.
work in a relationship.
I don't think it
that
does
does not
either.
work with a couple.
Yeah, I
you
don't
know
think
what I
so
mean?
either.
It does not work, and after a while, it's going to erode the relationship.
No question.
Yeah.
So you were saying the third one, that wanting attention is the other thing?
I'm
That's what you're
sorry.
saying just now?
Wanting attention, but trying to get it in the wrong way. Yes,
Yeah.
I was saying that goes. I'm sorry, I kind of jumped, but that kind of goes with the underdeveloped communication tactics because instead of communicating, hey, I need time with you. We haven't spent enough time together, or even the I really don't like the way you've been speaking to me. Let's say that, right? I'm going to decide that I'm gonna just act petty and I'm gonna give you the silent treatment.
So you're saying,
I think silent treatment is kind of petty.
I agree with you. So you're basically saying that the third one, which is wanting to get attention from your significant other,
Yes.
but basically resorting to petty tactics to get it,
And I have
which
done
is the wrong way of doing
I have
it.
done that multiple times.
I have too. And as you were saying it just now, I just
Yeah.
realized
I didn't realize I've been acting petty before.
I just
I've
realized
acted
that when I'm really sarcastic, when I got my feelings hurt or something like that, and I'm being sarcastic instead of just saying, "Hey, that really hurt my feelings," that's petty.
Yeah, I
I
just
just realized just now.
Wow. I can be petty sometimes. And you know what I've done too? I've never told you this.
What?
I don't do it anymore because I decided, you know what, that's not right. I'm going to stop doing that. And it's been a while. But I did.
How long
do
is a
this.
while? Like 6 months ago?
No. I don't want to
Maybe.
say. I
Okay,
don't
go
want to
ahead.
say.
Go
I
ahead.
don't
What
wanna
is it
say.
though?
But I think, now that I think about it, it's mad petty.
What?
I would act like I am, man, wow. Guys, think about what you do, because now that I think about it, we probably all petty.
No question. We just don't all admit it.
Yeah, and we don't see it. Because
Right.
I did not think, when I was like, I'm not petty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't petty. I would used to, when we first got married, maybe.
Right,
But
right.
that was an accident. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I was
right, right,
accidentally
right,
petty.
right,
But
right,
no,
right.
I'm petty. Right now, I'm petty.
Go ahead. What's that?
And that is, I would I'm kind of
Man,
embarrassed to
you're
say this.
taking a long
I'm
time
kind
to
of
tell me
embarrassed
something
to
I
say
don't
this.
know.
Okay. Let's say you're laying on the couch or whatever. I
Yes.
would walk past you and be like, and
So
I'm
now
not,
I would ask,
and
what's
I'm
wrong?
actually not tired,
Okay.
or I'm actually not worn out.
Whatever the sigh is, you're not that.
I'm
You're just
really
doing
not
that so that
or
I can
or I'd
ask
be looking
you.
like, that is petty.
So
No, that's petty. That's petty.
when, when did you stop doing that? Because
I don't
I
wanna
thought you
say.
did it last week.
No, I stopped doing that for real, because I was like, why am I playing games? I am a grown behind woman.
And so this was you trying to get my attention, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
And
Well,
tell the truth, you've done that before.
not that, but something similar. Where, and I'm saying, I just really discovered it just now while we were talking, that there are times when it especially happens when you do something that bothered me in some way, and I don't feel like expressing it is going to make me feel like a man. So like when I know how I felt about something, and expressing that feeling is going to make me feel sort of like I'm whiny or complaining or whatever, then I'll do something sarcastic, or I'll make a jab or a joke or something like that, just basically hope that you notice that bothered me. But it never works. It hurts your feelings when there was some kind of thing. We go back and forth, and then 2 hours later, I tell you where that was coming from in the first place, when I could have just started with that.
Right.
It's pretty petty.
Wow. We've been petty, babe. We ain't been petty. We've been petty.
Petty.
That's,
All right, so
that's real
power
petty.
struggle, underdeveloped communication skills, and wanting attention, but trying to get it the wrong way. That's mostly why we're petty. And I actually think that pettiness is affecting more bedrooms than people realize.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Are you kidding me? Because
We should give a homework assignment tonight.
let me
by the
tell
way.
you, if I came up, let me tell you, if I came up and I was being petty, I was doing my petty stuff, and I'm saying petty because it was petty,
Right.
and I do my look or my sigh or whatever, and you don't react, I made it so that my mood changed.
So now you're upset with
now
me because
I wanted you physically, right? We've been flirting all day, whatever. But then I wanted some kind of attention from you. I gave the look as if I was something that I really wasn't.
Or whatever.
That I really wasn't.
Right.
I actually was okay.
Yes, but you did that to get the attention.
And you didn't give it to me. I then decided my mood was shot. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I made myself believe that your reaction was the reason why my mood was shot. And I'm literally coming to that conclusion right now for the first time.
Oh, wow, thank God for this show, man.
Anyway,
All right, so
you ready?
I'm about to read.
You had to put the music on for that.
All right, so first of all, I can't read this whole page. First of all, let me just tell you, this is from May 22nd, 2008. Okay?
Ooh.
Now, let me also say that unlike April, I don't have a full journal. Okay?
I don't have a full journal. My journal's not
God.
full.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, I'll show you in a
It
second.
isn't.
Here's my page 1. Here's my page 2.
I have so many empty pages.
And then here's page 3 that April and I just wrote something in recently. And that's it.
What?
That's the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Now, I think I have another one of these somewhere that has more of this in it.
Yeah, mine
right?
is definitely.
And I will say that I wrote a lot more. Yes, yours is.
But
It's not
I have-
full,
look,
but it's a lot of
not full.
pages.
Look at all those empty pages. Yeah.
But I will say that when we were first dating, I had a lot more stuff that I was writing. I wrote letters to you. I had things that I was writing when I was away from you. I had a lot more of that. So maybe we'll share some of that one time too. But that
Yeah,
was
I
totally
gotta
different.
find
We
that.
were in
I
a
gotta
different,
find
we weren't
yeah.
petty then.
Okay.
All right. So here it goes.
Okay.
April and I had a fight today. I was on the toilet. This is really, really TMI. And she asked me to get her Cetaphil from the sink. Now, I'm saying to myself, I wrote this down. Okay. She got in the shower without bringing the face wash in with her. She needed me to get her robe, too. I said I thought she was being selfish. Sometimes it gets to me. She always forgets stuff, and it's okay because I'll always get it for her. When she realized that she forgot her robe, she said, "Oh, I'll just ask you to get that for me."
That's what you were thinking I was saying.
No, I put it in quotes because that's what you actually said. That's what I put. I put, she realized she forgot her robe and said, "Oh, I'll just ask you to get that for me."
That doesn't make sense. Okay.
I'm
whatever.
just putting what I wrote.
All right.
That was bad, but then she realized she left the face wash too, and she asked me to get it for her. I was on the toilet and I was emailing someone. Then I said she didn't seem to have much regard for what I was doing at the time. It really makes me feel taken for granted. I had more. I wrote more than that, but that's all I'm reading. So let me start by saying, first of all, I think the feelings were legitimate. I think the feelings are real.
Yeah.
But I think, based on what I just read, that was so petty. There had to be so much more behind it. Clearly, it was about feeling taken for granted, and probably what was really happening is that there were some things happening at work that were stress-inducing, and I think I needed to be seen as being under stress in that moment or in that time, and something little like you asking me to get something for you that you forgot in the shower made me feel that way. But it's so petty. I mean, I don't even know why I wrote this down. It's the only thing I have in the book.
No,
So
but
this is like earth-shattering, apparently, because I had to write it down, and this is literally less than nothing.
yeah, and I think something like that is where you have to say to yourself. I mean, some things I feel like you have to give your partner benefit of the doubt.
I agree with you.
And when you have a relationship, when you guys are friends, you should be able to give benefit of the doubt and say, you know what, I know this person is not doing this just because they know I'm going to hand it to you. I could have been under stress.
Right.
And I forgot to get the stuff because
Right.
I had 2 kids and I was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was constantly thinking about them and what they needed, you know, constantly.
And you're a middle school teacher.
Yeah.
Dealing with kids all day.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it could have been that you know, and it wasn't every night that I forgot. It
Right.
might have been often, but not every
Right.
single night. Anyway, the
Right.
whole point is, I feel like those are situations where it is your choice to say, you know what? I'm going to give my partner the benefit. I'm going to just get them the towel. Matter of fact,
Right.
I'm going to get them the towel and the face wash because I love them.
Mm-hmm.
No, seriously. Like that could be the case. And I think the same goes for, and you used to complain about me leaving my shoes at the door.
Did I?
Yeah.
Like at the front door?
Wherever. The door. You know, I take my shoes off in the living room.
What would
and leave them
happen?
in the living-
What would happen routinely is April would come home from work. She would put her bag and shoes wherever she took them off, and then she would head straight for making dinner or whatever the chore was that needed to be done, and then she would move from that to something else, and
And
she
then
would
I'd
never
forget the
end up
shoes.
getting her shoes from
So
where they
John
were.
would get really frustrated
And what would
with
happen
that.
oftentimes, I would be walking and trip over. It was really
So
what would
he'd
happen.
get all
You know what I'm saying?
frustrated, right? But he decided, you know what? When she comes home and she is immediately taking her stuff off and doing the next thing, right? And he decided, again, this is a decision.
It was definitely a decision.
It's a mind change, and said, you know what? As her husband, I'm just going to take her shoes and put them away for her. Because I know, again, benefit of the doubt, she's not putting them here on purpose and saying, hey, I'm putting them here because I want my maid to come and clean them up. It's not that. It's
Right.
that, like you said, coming home, taking off the shoes, going straight to the next thing.
Yes.
So I think those are things. I think those are small things that we can decide. You know what? I'm not going to make this a big deal.
But you know why I decided that though? Because I was actually tired of it stealing our intimacy. Because
Yes.
seriously, what was
Yes,
happening
guys.
was like
we would be arguing, and
I
he'd
would
be
be so
pouting.
upset
He would
about
be pouting
this.
about it, and then
and it
I'm
would
like,
change the whole mood.
and then I'm like, oh, just leave the shoes there. I will get the shoes. I'll
Right.
get them, and then I don't get them, or
Right.
whatever. And then it's a big thing.
But you just said something just now that I think was part of this and has always been a thing, but we've kind of come to grips with this over the years, and now we're doing much better with it. And that is, your highest value seems to be intent. You always say things like, I didn't do that on purpose. I wasn't trying to do that. And my value in those situations usually is like wanting to feel not taken for granted. So maybe it's the opposite. Like, I need you to be intentional. So your thing was, I didn't do that on purpose. And what I was looking for was something that was a little bit more intentional. You know what I'm saying? Like, do something on purpose. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, whatever the case is, I realized that little thing had too much control over my mood. I didn't want her leaving the shoot because it wasn't changing. Like, no matter how much I said it, she would try. But, I mean, it's the same thing every day because our circumstances weren't changing. It was like literally as soon as you get home from work for being in traffic for an hour, coming back from
Guys,
Decatur.
listen to all
you
of
know
those
what I'm saying?
things. Listen to all of those things.
You know what I'm saying? Like the kids are
Work
starving.
all
You know what I'm
day,
saying?
get up early, work all day with kids, with
The
your own
shoes are
children.
going to be by the door. That's just what it
I
was.
mean, really.
So instead of being petty about that, I decided I'm not going to let that petty thing steal our intimacy. And I made some decisions and said, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to start putting her shoes away for her and do it with love.
Yeah, and now he hasn't put my shoes away in a long time.
Yeah, your job situation is very different
But
now.
you didn't put my shoes away when I was working as a teacher here because my kids were
That's
older.
True. You're right.
My
That's
kids
true.
were older. Our kids are older.
Circumstances were different.
Circumstance. You
Yeah,
got to look at the
you're right.
circumstances and
Yeah.
give your partner benefit of the doubt. Okay, here's mine.
All right.
Theme music for
Yeah,
mine
yeah,
too?
we need some too.
Okay.
I need some music. Oh, not this one.
Okay. All right. So I said, I can't read all of this, so I'm just going to start from the middle. When Big John, the reason why I said Big John is because my whole journal is about my children and me.
So this was
Raising my
from
child.
2016, right, babe?
Yeah, it's 2016.
So this is from 2016, and during that year.
So this is 8 years after John wrote that.
Exactly.
Okay.
During that year, apparently, because April was reading this today, we were having some real challenges with our oldest son.
Right. Now, and it was just regular
The regular stuff.
stuff, okay?
Teenage stuff.
Teenage.
No
the
big
boy
deal.
stuff with the
Yeah.
mom, you know.
And
He's
but
wonderful
he wasn't
now.
actually a teenager because
No, he wasn't. 16?
2016. What's this? This is
Yeah, he was a
2024. So this is 8 years ago.
No, he was 9?
Yeah. No, he was 11 because he's 19 now.
Oh, he was 11.
Yeah, he was 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of that, you know, he's trying to be a man, and
Yeah.
I'm, you know, so we were clashing during that time. So,
So this whole thing is about him, and then she takes like a segue to talk about me.
Right. So, yeah. So anyway, I said when Big John told me we were going to Colorado for our anniversary, so he can preach for a friend, I was a little sour. He really wants to do it, but it's always church stuff and preaching. I would love to do something for our anniversary where it's just us away from what we do every day, but I just feel I can't tell him that. I don't think he'll ever understand. He's doing more. Oh, and then I just talked about how he's going a lot that year or whatever.
I was going a
So-
lot. I was going a lot that year.
Mhm.
Oh man, I don't remember that.
So it's funny because, okay, my thing was I wanted to do something. So John was trying to make this a nice trip for us, right? So even though it was a preaching engagement, it was like, okay, he was trying to make it so that we could go and celebrate our anniversary at the same time and make it kind of a 2-for-1, whatever. And I didn't want to do that because we always preaching, always got to go be at the church. He's stressed out when he got to preach. He's not the same. And so I didn't want that. But when I think back on it, during that time, we really couldn't go to
We really couldn't afford it.
we really could afford vacation at the time.
Right.
We had 2 kids in school. Matter of fact, how far? Let's see, 16, 13. Well, no, okay. But anyway, so we just couldn't afford it that year, and he was trying to make something. So I think I was being petty. I think this was so I was upset with him, and probably I know I had an attitude.
I don't remember.
I know that I probably, when I think
I don't
back
remember this
on it,
incident
I
at
don't
all.
remember it either. But I remember things like this happening all
Right.
the time. This
Right.
happened often in our marriage, and I would have an attitude, and I
Right.
would be sour. Probably gave you the silent treatment for a little bit. You know, I can't give it long, but
Right.
give a silent treatment or at least a sour look,
Yes.
right? And so a Debbie Downer. At least I
Yes,
was that.
a pouty treatment.
A pouty treatment, right? And then, but when I think about it, this is petty because knowing the circumstances, I could have just made the best of what we had and been like, yay, he made it so that we could go somewhere,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
I think, again, that was kind of a power struggle because I wanted what I wanted because we always have to be doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we wouldn't have been doing anything else.
Right. I think a couple of things. We both grew up in families where our dads were pastors, and most of the stuff that we did that was quote vacation was around some kind of a preaching engagement.
Exactly.
It was Dad got invited here. We all went there as a family, and we got to go to the beach and do whatever we did. We saw Dad a little bit, when he wasn't, studying for a sermon and preaching.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we got to hang, during that time, whatever. And that's probably what I was thinking. I was probably thinking, here's an opportunity for us to do something special and to go somewhere we really can't afford to go right now, but we can kind of do it because this guy asked me and, whatever. You probably felt like he asked me to preach for him during our anniversary, and I should have told him no.
I didn't say that, though.
You didn't say
I didn't say that. I
That's
would
true.
have said that.
That's true. You're
Okay. That has happened before. That has happened before. Okay. And it's usually my birthday, though. But anyway,
Right.
we ain't going to go into that.
That's true.
already.
You're right.
But anyway, yeah. So I think that I could have said, I see what he's trying to do. Like, let's make this a good thing because this could actually be positive and this could be fun for our anniversary. We wouldn't be going anywhere anyway.
Right.
So I think that could have been considered a petty situation.
So here's why I like that example, because I think your petty is probably the first half. Mine was second half. Your petty was secondary or lesser importance. I wouldn't say yours was minor or trivial. I kind of feel like I can feel you when you say, I kind of want our anniversary to be special
Of
and not
course.
necessarily
Of
around a
course.
preaching engagement. I get that.
Right.
But I do think it would have been possible for you to look at it and say, hey, he's trying to make the best of a situation. It's the thought that counts. Here he is trying to do something special. Let me lean into that part of it and actually accept it as a positive thing. I can still tell him I don't necessarily want to do that, but that doesn't mean it has to change the mood and now you're mad at me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was being selfish.
Yeah, and I think now I can do that.
Right.
I think now I can do that much better than I could then.
Yeah.
And
but I guess what I want our audience to know, I want you chimes to see that you need to expand your definition of petty. That sometimes the petty thing isn't just minor or trivial. It could be something that's just of secondary importance. It's a little bit lesser.
Right.
You're giving it like sort of like this is the all end all be all kind of, and it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's stealing your intimacy.
I mean, we've talked to people who literally are, when I say mad, I'm talking like angry over something like the husband doesn't close the cabinets, or the wife doesn't close the drawers. And I'm saying, come on, guys, is that something you really want to be bickering about all the time?
Right.
Life is too short, first of all, and really, like, because I just feel like there's too much of that stealing our intimacy. And then again, physically, I'm not going to really want to be with you when, we're constantly arguing about the fact that I don't close the cabinets.
Right.
And and I think that's a power struggle.
I agree.
That could be a power struggle.
All right.
Let's see what the chimes had to say.
Yeah, we got several chimes in here that are probably saying all kinds of junk.
I know.
This is funny. This is way back. We didn't get to it before, but how much do you have saved up for your kids' weddings? Just curious. Who do you plan on telling them to leave out, or will it be up to them? Is this petty? So it's funny because we were talking about the topic tonight, and we were reading this thing in front of our daughter, and Julia said, who's paying for the wedding? I was like, well, traditionally it's the parents of the bride, so And she asked us who paid for ours.
She was like, "Oh, great! My wedding's gonna be $100,000."
We're like,
whatever.
Well, no. We're gonna sit down with you. We're gonna talk about a budget. You know what I'm saying? Tiffany, hey, lovely Rose. If you're inviting me, I should not have to pay. Okay, good. I agree. And we got people sharing all that kind of stuff too. All right, so let me see what people said about. Okay, Tiffany says, as women, intimacy starts mentally. So when something alters that, it's a done for the night. I think it can be, but I don't think it has to be.
It doesn't have to be, though.
That's the point.
That's the thing that we're trying to emphasize tonight. Too many times we allow little things to steal it, and then it's done for the night.
Right. Right. By the way, Saba said slides into the middle pew all late.
What up, Saba?
And then she says, but it's a whole argument when one person says that something that is important to one person is petty to the other. Okay,
yes, now
that's different.
I'm glad you said that.
I am too.
Yes, because we don't think that we should say that's petty.
No. Do not use that word in your vocabulary.
No.
I think it's important for us to recognize our own pettiness.
And that's why I said, look at what you have done, look at what you are doing, and then ask yourself. So this is a personal, internal process that you should be doing with yourself.
Yes.
And that is the way that I respond, the things that I trip about, and I'm saying trip because some things we just trip about. Is it petty? Is it something that I really have to make a big deal about? Or is this something that I can accept, deal with, help out with, like taking the shoes, just accepting that, knowing the circumstances, knowing that my spouse right now, matter of fact, when I think about 2008, I actually had a 1-year-old.
Right.
Julie wasn't even born, but
That's
I had a first
Julia
kid.
was born because she was born in 07. So she was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
thinking
she was
John.
1. John was 3.
John was 3.
Yeah.
So a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old working full time.
Right.
Come on, with kids.
Right.
Like, look at the circumstances that your spouse, or where you guys are, and then decide, should I make this such a big deal?
Right.
Is this petty? So that's really, it's not to confront your partner and say you're being petty. This is to confront yourself.
That's right.
You need
that's
to
what
confront
we're saying.
yourself.
We're not
and
giving you
yourself.
permission to tell your partner they're petty. In fact, we think that's the fast track to an argument.
Right.
Like, that's the easiest way to say,
validate their feelings.
ain't nothing happening.
But then look at yourself and say, am I being petty here?
Yeah.
You know.
By the way, Tiffany says silent treatment is disrespectful.
Yes,
I agree with that.
It is.
Tashoy said
She talking about Petty LaBelle.
Petty LaBelle. Tashoy says, y'all are lightweight with the pettiness. that giant really petty. So then you're right. There are some people out there that are way pettier than this. So maybe we embarrassed ourselves for no reason because this isn't even petty.
Right.
By the way, Desmond is agreeing with you. That's her house, bro. In other words, you can leave your shoes where you want to leave them.
Oh, thank you, Des.
Wesley Jones says, I just asked my wife if she don't use the facial soap during the week when I'm gone. I, too, have to hand her the soap while she's in the shower. So you know exactly what that feels like, Wesley.
Yes.
I want to know if he's mad.
Go ahead and give. No, he's not mad. No, he's not mad. His wife has a lot going on in her mind. She can't remember to grab the facial soap.
Madeline says, I can relate. I used to get mad with Dale, but he's going to take a shower and leave his towel. So, okay, so he's the one that does that same thing. So there's others in the room that know, well, I guess, what it feels like to,
yes, but you know what I do? When John takes a shower now, I don't even know if he even notices because he doesn't say anything.
I do notice it. April actually gets the towel for me and puts it on the towel.
Now, he doesn't ask me to get it. He would just come out and
I sit on the bathtub. You put it on the toilet seat.
Yeah, I'll put it,
I do notice it.
Yeah.
And I thank you. Mm-hmm. To the moms as a dad, honestly, do you ever use taking care of the kids as an excuse for doing or not doing something? Is that petty?
Like, because I'm taking care of the kids, I can't be.
That's a good question.
Did I have to do that?
I don't think you did, but that was
That's
nice. I like that, though.
No.
So, do you use
petty.
taking care of the kids as an excuse for doing or not doing something, and is that petty?
No, I don't think that that's petty. I believe that it is being honest. And I don't think men can understand this because you don't have things in. Well, at least
that's definitely not
I don't
true.
want to.
What you're about to say is not true. We definitely have something. The question is.
No. I'm talking about in your mind, like constant things going on in your mind all the time.
That might not be true, but
that's what I was going to say.
But there are certain things.
Did you hear me?
I did.
That's what I was going to say. So I don't know what you're thinking that I was going to say.
What were you going to say?
What I was saying was, I don't think I have not heard of men having constant things going on in their mind at the same time, all over about everything.
Okay.
At the exact same time.
What does that have to do with kids, though?
I mean, kids are a part of that. I don't say, because I'm taking care of the kids, I can't put my shoes away. It's more of, or I can't remember the soap. It's more of so many things are going on in my mind. I'm thinking about so many different things that the soap is the least on my mind when I'm, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that's the smallest thing. So if I'm going to delete things so that I can be thinking about all this other stuff, that's something I'm not going to think about.
Okay. So but his question is, if you use the kids as an excuse for doing something or not doing something, would that be considered petty? That's the question.
I mean, if it's not honest, if you're not being honest, I think that's petty.
Okay.
So, like if you're using that, but that's not really true, that's being petty. But if it's true, you're just spitting out facts.
Okay.
No?
Egu says only one of them can dance, the other person is John. I don't know why he put that in the middle of the conversation there.
Oh
so Dad says those were the get a hotel near Kinko's days, which I used to print my sermons.
Oh, wow. When you guys would go on vacation.
Oh, okay.
Vacation.
Yeah. So he would print his sermon at the Kinko's.
Right. So he'd get a hotel near the Kinko's.
That's hilarious.
Wow, that's crazy.
I never even do that.
That's crazy.
I had no idea you were doing that. Primo says April don't even believe what she just said. It was written all over her face. Doesn't believe what she said about what? You talking about what you just said just now? No, what you just said. You didn't believe what you just said.
I didn't believe what I just said. He said I didn't believe what I just said.
You didn't even believe it.
Oh my goodness.
So we spent some good time tonight talking about some good things. We uncovered, I think, that you and I are actually petty, and we didn't know it.
Wow.
That's a big
I think
deal.
I discovered my pettiness when it came to that whole thing, and I stopped. The idea, the thing of, looking like I was a certain way and I wasn't.
Right.
I just one day I was like, I shouldn't do that. That's not right. That's actually not being honest. I thought about it as honest and dishonest, not as a petty. That was not being honest.
But now you realize it was petty.
But now I realize that was just a petty way. That was the whole wanting attention by trying to get it the wrong way.
Right. I think we said acting petty is being unkind, vengeful, or unforgiving about something small or unimportant. So maybe we can add to that.
Acting in a way,
or overreacting or something like that.
Or trying to get attention the wrong
to
way.
get attention? I don't know.
Acting in a dishonest way.
Okay. In order to garner attention.
Yes.
Man.
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of crazy though, because it's like you want a certain type of attention, and sometimes you're trying to figure out how do I get it, because you don't want to be so vulnerable that you say, you know what, babe, I really want you to do this for me tonight. I want you to say this to me. I want you to hug me, or I want you to whatever, show concern, and then your partner responds with, what?
Yeah, who cares?
Are you serious? Yeah. And then you put yourself out there.
You
don't
want to
get
rejected.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's very hard to be vulnerable, even when it even is with your closest person, your significant other, like, because that's the person you don't want. You don't want that person to hurt you the most.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So it's very hard. I get embarrassed. I get embarrassed with you. Like, if I'm vulnerable and then I get rejected. Like, it's embarrassing.
It's been a long time though, right?
It has. But
Okay,
I'm saying that doesn't mean that there's still not a
of course. There's trepidation
there. Yeah. You know.
All right, so Team John and Team April, I've already gotten a vote from Primo.
Of course.
He says tonight was easy, Team John, but April Nixon might have a beatbox game.
Oh,
might.
Thank you, Primo.
still didn't I still didn't get you a Team April though. Minnie says, just don't go to bed angry.
Oh yeah. We actually try not to do that. I don't think we've done that. I don't remember the last time that has happened.
I hate when we lay down angry, because we
too.
both know that we're not going to be able to go to sleep angry, so we stay
both
up till
awake.
like, and then we talk like 2 a.m. and
Man.
I hate that.
I hate that too.
Oh man, it's the worst.
It is.
It's been a while since we had that problem.
Yes.
So it's good. So I'm glad. Looks like I won tonight. The only vote that came through was mine.
You know, we up late. The folks in the bed, honey.
Well, I'm sure.
But see,
Gotta be
they'll
asleep by
watch
now.
later and they'll say Team April. So thank you, Ruth. Thank you. Come
Oh my
you know what? My
goodness.
peoples
Now
are
all
coming
of a
through.
sudden,
My peoples are coming
Ruth
through.
talking about Team April and Camille too.
Listen, they'll come in tomorrow. So I'll be looking out.
You're saying the replay people are gonna be Team
Replay
April.
people, y'all have to chime in and say Team April. Okay.
Or tell the truth and say Team John. You know what I'm saying? What's next week, babe? Do we have anything crazy happening? I want to make sure we're actually going to be on here. Next week is the 6th of March.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we'll be here.
good.
We'll be here. So it's
Yay!
Oakwood's
I got
spring
some
break,
Team April
but
from on IG.
Instagram?
Team April.
and Madeline gave us both, Team John and
Madeline is
April.
just so sweet.
Madeline, I don't think has ever gone against either one of us.
Oh, I know. I love her.
That is
Love you,
nice. Love you, Madeline. Thank you for all the love. You know what I'm saying?
All the love. But
Polls
seriously,
closed at the end of the broadcast. I agree with you, Primo. You can't vote tomorrow.
wow. How you gonna be setting
Doesn't
rules?
count. No absentee votes.
No.
You know
If
what
you
I'm
are a chime, you can vote. Okay.
Ah, man.
No,
you
but
got
seriously,
another
I
Team
just-
April, by the way, from
Oh, I did.
Charlie C. Wallentone Reynolds.
Yay.
The longest
Thank
name I've ever
you,
seen in my life.
Charlie. I appreciate that.
All right, babe. We're getting
All
out of
right,
here. It's time
guys.
for bed.
Oh,
We'll see y'all
Minnie said
dudes.
10 John and April, so you got
That's
you
very
another
nice.
little
I got
half
me
vote.
another. That's good. I like a little half vote. That's very nice of you, Minicia. Wait, Minnie.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.